Hello and welcome to another edition of Coffee Talk with immigration attorney Brian D. Lerner. In this set of videos we're talking about illegal entry and what can be done about this and what ramifications there are. Now, a lot of people think if they enter, for example, with someone else's green card or fake papers, or they're sitting in the back of a van and the van's inspected or they're inspected, even though it may have been through fraudulent means, that it was an illegal reentry. And while there are some officers who will agree with that, uh, normally what I do is I fight the case to show that it was a legal entry. It was just done through fraudulent means. And because of that, I would argue that we are eligible to file a fraud waiver for this particular person. For example, if they're filing for adjustment of status through their spouse, if they entered illegally, and they're not under 245I, then they would not be eligible to adjust status. But uh, if they entered legally and were admitted, but they did it through fraudulent means, they're still eligible to adjust status. They just have to file the fraud waiver, and there's a big difference there. And so it's worth fighting to argue it in that manner because if it's a matter of having to go back to your home consulate and possibly being barred for 10 years or more from coming back to the U.S., most people will opt to fight their case in the U.S. here, try to adjust through a fraud waiver, and then, and only if they say the fraud waiver is not eligible and there wasn't a legal entry, appeal it up to the Board of Immigration Appeals and ultimately to federal courts if you have to show that there was a legal admission, which would be what's required in order to be able to adjust. Okay, more on coming videos.